play at Heinz Field and go to 16?
I kind of thought, obviously, the coaches reached out, and I had a responsibility, I think, to make our board aware of the fact that there was some passion from the coaches in regard to what it is that they felt. You know, some of the articles you read, there were some coaches that felt the other way. Ultimately, the board has to make a decision as to whether or not they feel that what it is that they provide for the kids is something worthwhile to provide to as many as what they can. And I think the vote today gave example of that.
Any complaint? What about the schools like Clareton and the A and AA schools that don't get to play at Heinz Field?
Well, we're going to do the best we can to try to find a facility that is as high quality as it can be. Obviously, and as I gave indication to our board, we can't go into Heinz Field 2 weeks in a row. The way the PIAA bracket configured. But again, as one of the board members made mention of, this could be something that we can revisit every year to see who it is that has the opportunity to go in and move that around. But, you know, again, it's the first year. It's something that we wished we wouldn't have had to deal with, but we did. And we knew going in that universally it wouldn't be accepted. But hopefully the decisions reached by that board today will be received in a positive way by the majority of the people that they represent.
That was my next question. Is there a possibility that it could alternate every year?
That's something we can take a look at.
So many people are reluctant to have change. Is this a day where you look on with, you know, some bit of sadness that some of these rivalries will be broken up now?
Absolutely. The hope is moving forward that some of the experiences that we have will be shared throughout the state. Maybe they revisit this. I think the state of Virginia went 6A for a while, and I think they've gone back to 4A. Because if you look, there are a number of those things that have occurred, especially in football. And you know, you know, there's some geographical challenges that are in all those sections that we really would rather avoid it. There was no way around it.
Tim, if the 3A vote had gone the way it originally went, I mean, would Heinz Field still be feasible with 3 teams? Would that still something?
Yeah, we could have done that.
That's not a problem.
No, I spoke to Heinz Field about that today before we went in just to check. Yeah, it was good. We were good.
How about as far as the single A and AA schools? Will they play a double header? Is it your intention to try to get them on the same field the same day?
Absolutely. We're going to look at that tomorrow.
Are there any candidates as far as potential stadiums?
We have reached out already to Robert Morris, to Highmark. We'll reach out to Geneva, and we're going to try to find a facility that is as quality as it can be for this kid. Yeah.
Is it the capacity an issue at those places, or what are the main issues that you are looking at as far as
the reality
in terms of capacity, locker rooms,
when you go to
parking?
Heinz Field, we have the ability to get 4 games in a relatively short period of time. Because of the fact they have 4 locker rooms, because of the fact underneath the stadium you have room to warm those kids up. When you go to a facility that has 2 locker rooms, and most have 2 locker rooms, you have to get kids onto the field in the first game. You have to get them off. You have to get them into the locker room. You have to get them out of the locker room. You have to get the locker room prepared for the next group that come in. You have to get them dressed on the field, adequately warmed up to play. So you're looking at a 5-hour difference between start times in all probability. Games last 3 hours. So you need probably 45 minutes or so to get that team out of there, and at least an hour and 15 to an hour and a half to get a team in and warmed up properly to play. So what we're looking at potentially could be 12 and 6 o'clock on the same day. And although it'd be in the same stadium, whether people want to hang around that long or not, we're not going to be able to put them together as quickly as we do at Heinz.
Is it your preference to play at a non-high school stadium?
We'd like to, but we'll obviously look at our, we're looking for availability and, the quality of the facility.
You've mentioned many times your hands were tied. This is not something that you wanted. Have you come around at all on accepting this, or what are your general thoughts about such a significant change?
It is what it is. Now we have to adjust to it. We're going to do the best that we can. I tried to stress in there today to the board that the approach that was crafted by the Strategic Plan Committee was a standard approach across the board, and this is the first time that we're going into this for the next 2 years. In 2 years after we've experienced it, might there be some ability to be much more flexible in what it is we do? Absolutely. But for the first year going into a totally new situation, we tried to make it as standard as we could for all the sports, and I think they did that.